This is Patrick Phillips reading a poem called Having a Fight with You. Having a fight with you is like being burned up in a 12th floor elevator or drowned in a flipped SUV. It's like waking with scalpels arrayed on my chest, like being banished to 1983. Having a fight with you is never ever less horrid, that whisper that says, you never loved me. My heart a stalled engine out the little square window. Your eyes a white-capped black sea. About this poem. Having a fight with you is my riff on Frank O'Hara's famous poem, Having a Coke with You, and shares with it the subject of love's intoxicating, sometimes all-consuming power over us. O'Hara wrote one of the great odes to smittenness, and I hope mine is at least a variation on that theme, though I dwell instead on the gut punch when two lovers quarrel. I was trying to be honest about those moments when love, precisely because of its intensity, feels a lot like devastation.
Hello and welcome to Song Arc. This is a new feature that is going to be, we're going to explore, and it basically has to do with many conversations that Chris and the rest of the Dangers and I have talked about before, during, and after rehearsals about how one song will beget another song. And for this segment, we decided to pick 4 songs that we felt were somewhat related to each other. It was almost stepping stones going across a river.
And these 4 songs we thought of on the fly. Just as every conversation about music, a song reminds you of a song, reminds you of a song. We picked out these 4 songs in about 10 seconds and then spent the next couple of months trying to figure out how they fit together.
Yeah.
But the first song that we thought about, I think we were strumming through a Beatles song or something, and we were saying, well, you know, the Beatles were really, really influenced by the Everly Brothers. Loved the Everly Brothers, wanted to be the Everly Brothers.
Yeah.
And so the first song we're going to share with you is All I Have to Do Is Dream.
Dream, 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 dream. Dream, dream, dream when I want you. In my arms when I want you. And all your charms whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. Dream, dream, dream when I feel blue. In the night when I need you to hold me tight whenever I want you. All I have to do is dream. I could make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so that I could die. I love you so, and that is why whenever I want you, all I have to do is dream. Dream, 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 dream. I could make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life
Chris noted that everybody wanted to be the Everly Brothers. This was released in like April of 1958, and it was when the Beatles they were still pretty young. They were just kind of getting their feet wet they just knew they wanted to be in music, and Everly's kind of provided the direction for them, I think. So, but on this one, it's the two-part harmonies. There's two brothers, and as a lot of people know, siblings, when they sing together, they have just this innate sense, this quality to their voices and to their harmonies. And Phil and Don Everly were just very early for people that did that.
And it's just kind of that it's built into the DNA, and there's something about those harmonies where the harmonies of the song become the thread, or the real power in this performance really comes from these very close-knit, beautiful harmonies that, all I have to dream, is a song that could be from the Brill Building or something. It's a delicate song. It's not complicated, but it's built for the voices. That their blend was the heart of the music.
The bridge actually goes to the A, and it goes, I can make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. So the second time around, it goes to an F sharp chord, which changes the whole thing, and then it brings it right back into the verse. The
only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. And so the positive chord, that this major chord, is actually undercut by kind of a negative dark thought.
Yeah.
And so it really screws you up, because dream, dream, dream on the surface sounds like, hey, this is a pretty good bargain.
Yeah.
All I have to do is dream, dream, dream.
Yeah.
However, I could be dreaming my life away, because, what does it all turn out to be? The Beatles hear this song, and like all the other Everly, Bye Bye Love, or Wake Up Little Susie, or, just hit after hit after hit of these phenomenally precise singers.
Yeah.
They fancy themselves as harmonizers. Is one of their main calling cards, is how intricate and beautiful their harmonies are, and when they start to become really good songwriters, how complex and tricky and surprising some of these comes jumping out.
The next song in the 4-song arc would be Babies in Black by the Beatles.
And I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do? She thinks of him, and so she dresses in black. And though he'll never come back, she's dressed in black. Oh dear, what can I do? Baby's in black, and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do? She thinks only of him, and though it's only a whim, she thinks of him. Oh, how long will it take till she sees the mistake she has made? Dear, what can I do? Baby's in black, and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do? Baby's in black, and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do? She thinks of him, and so she dresses in black. And though he'll never come back. She's dressed in black. Oh dear, what can I do? Baby's in black and I'm feeling blue. Tell me, oh, what can I do?
I was a Beatles kid, and my dad used to work night shift on the railroad, and I'd get him to, he'd watch me, make sure I was okay, and then I'd get bored, and I'd kind of wake him up from his nap and say, Pop, can you put the Beatles on? Because I couldn't reach the phonograph, and he'd put them on for me, and that was on one of the albums that played heavily, and it was just so, I'm a little 5-6-year-old kid, just like, I'm in heaven, this is awesome. So,
as was the Babies in Black Paramore. And that's another great thing about this song is that there's this rough edge to it. And it's just kind of, it's tougher sounding than you really think. When you listen to the recording, it's scratchy. It's got that pretty middle eight from Paul, but it really is about the guy telling the girl, hey, this guy's dead. You got to get over it. You got to move on, which is a tough thing, a tough subject for a song. And I guess there's speculation. You think that maybe it was about Stu Sutcliffe?
Yeah, and they were singing like to Astrid, the photographer that they had met. That was with Stu, and who they were together when he had passed. They were a couple.
Yeah.
Never come back. She's dressed in black.
It could have just been John singing, oh dear, what can I do? Baby's in black, but I'm feeling blue. But that song sounds incomplete.
Yeah.
You can only think of it as harmony, just as in the Everly Brothers songs. You can only think about them in harmony. I remember I shared with Mike one of the other maybe songs that we could do, Let It Be Me. And I think one of the recordings that shows up on Spotify or something is a later one that just has Phil or Don singing it, and it's nowhere near the original single.
Yeah.
To where, again, they were the Everly Brothers, and harmony meant everything to them, and that gets handed on. That gets back like a baton.
Yeah.
It gets handed on to the Beatles.
I could make you mine, taste your lips of wine, anytime, night or day. Only trouble is, gee whiz, I'm dreaming my life away. I need you so.
First, Rebel Rebel, Chris O'Leary. You're in from 1965 through 1975. He covers Bowie's everything, every song, every recording, every unreleased recording, and it captures the fire of that early spirit. Then he follows up. O'Leary has from 1976 to the end of Bowie's career, again, the same model where you take song by song, unreleased things, and tells the story of these recordings and who the person was during this time. So if you look at both these books, you get a real good feel for a very mysterious person. The third book, the Ultimate Mystery Space Odyssey. This isn't about David Bowie. This is about the making of the movie. It was by Michael Benson and Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke, and the making of a masterpiece. All three books put together get you a better understanding of this planet.
This is MORST. You might remember me from such lo-fi lounge features as The Time Machine. Teddy Quinn's been in the show business since he was a lad. Originally from LaPorte, Indiana, he broke out as a child actor in a popular nationally televised Bayer Aspirin commercial, and later appeared in lots of TV episodes, including one each on Bonanza and Bewitched, as well as on an episode of My Favorite Martian, where he failed to land a zap gun shot on Ray Walston, leading to subsequent comical behavior by Bill Bixby. He formed a band called Telekin as New Wave crashed into Southern California. He worked closely with Fred Drake and Dave Catching at the world-famous recording studio Rancho de la Luna. For many years, Teddy ran the free Monday night open mic reality show at Pappy and Harriet's indoor stage, and at the second annual Camper Cracker in 2006, his band performed both Friday and Saturday sets. He also played sets at the 2009 and 2011 campouts, once with his own band and the other as a one-off group, intended to be billed as TV Giants, but appearing on promotional material as Giant TV. Ted and his son Sage are active in the local music scene in the Joshua Tree area, and he's still strongly influenced by David Bowie. Ted made a whole album, 111, named for the day after Bowie died, as a full-on tribute to him. Keeping with the Bowie theme, join me in the time machine as I take you and Chris on a trip backwards. We'll go to campout number 2, Saturday, September 9th, 2006, on the indoor stage at Pappy and Harriet's Pioneertown Palace, as Ted Quinn and friends perform the David Bowie tune, The Gene Genie, the first tune written for Bowie's 73 album, Aladdin Sane. Let's go then now. Chris, please push the big button. Until last time.
See you next time.
For a week straight at home in the summer of 1973, I learned and recorded David Bowie's Space Oddity. With my parents on vacation in Arizona, I didn't call teenage friends over. Instead, I sat morning to night to morning with an acoustic guitar, a Concord 2-track reel-to-reel, and a Radio Shack microphone, deciphering his chords, strumming at his floating rhythm, and singing most earnestly his soaring double harmony. For here I am, sitting in a tin can. And I was living in a tin can for that week, glued to the singer, wrapped in his song. And I exited a musician, forever touched by the possibilities music would bring. I learned the freedom of words from Bob Dylan, the majesty of melody from John Lennon and Paul McCartney, from David Bowie. I learned the mystery of music, the spirit that says, if you hear a sound, you must chase it with all your heart to the end of your days.
Though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very still. And I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. Ground control, Major Tom, your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear am I floating around my tin can? Far above the moon, planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do. Down where your heart is turning round, and that was what you found. Everything wrong's gonna turn out right, but it takes time. Everything wrong's gonna turn out right, it just takes time. Everything